leadership, because all that stuff I just talked about,
Right.
the misogynistic, the racism, all that stuff.
Right.
It's in leadership. I took leadership. Leadership is easily, by far, the one class that has. You go to school, you take history, you forget about history the day you leave high school. Leadership, everything I learned in that class, and literally everything, from day one till the end, I take it with me every single day. What is leadership, and why do you think it's super important?
So leadership is short for leadership in a diverse society. And do you want me to tell the history of the course?
Please, tell everything about the course.
Okay. So it started actually back in the 80s when I believe in 85 or 86 there was a big kind of racial incident where a bunch of white Italian kids from both the Lake and Waltham surrounded a Boston bus because I think one guy had gotten into something, some verbal altercation that turned physical. They took all the black kids in the school, they threw them into the little theater for protection. The current mayor of Newton was actually a student when this happened, Ceddy Warren. And then they figured out, well, what the hell are we going to do? We just have this horrible situation. So there were speak outs and there were this and that. And then they started a retreat. So if you remember the retreat, okay. So they started doing retreats. So they started taking student leaders, putting them on Thompson Island for a night and kind of hashing stuff out. There was no class, it was just the retreat. And that was good, but it was a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Then in 95, I believe, another racial incident occurred. And this was pretty much, I guess the best way to describe it would be a melee on Main Street, 30 people involved.
You're talking about Main Street High School, in high school?
Yeah, no, Main Street. Were you ever in the old building?
Of course, yeah, the old high school.
Yeah, so that big.
That's what I'm just trying to let people know. It's not outside. Right. It was in the high school.
So there was this basically almost quarter-mile length of hallway that was kind of like the public square of the high school.
Yes.
And you can imagine, 30 people fighting on that.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. So 30, teacher ended up going to the hospital trying to break stuff up.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And then, so then what happened is they said, okay, these one-off retreats are clearly not enough. We need a class. So they formed a class and they called it Leadership 2000. A woman named Miss Blaze was the first teacher of that class, and a woman named Miss Dover, who was the head for the Office of Human and Civil Rights, would sit in the back, right? So Miss Blaze, white female teacher, heart in the right place, all that good stuff. And I think they had a class of about 25.
Okay.
They wanted feedback at the end, and they said, okay, Miss Blaze, we love you, you're wonderful, but there's just some shit you don't get because of who you are. And it's not your fault, It's just the way it is. So let's make this kind of thing. Let's make the class bigger. Let's have 2 teachers. And here are the stipulations. At the time, this is the stipulations. 1 white, 1 of color, male, female, and ideally someone who's kind of a more rookie-ish teacher and someone who's been here for a while.
Yeah.
So that you kind of have youth and a more seasoned person, right? They didn't get into different orientations. That right now, that was the kind of routine. Yeah. So a woman named, so then Miss Dover and a guy named Mr. Keegan, who's no longer here, they taught it for about 3 years, and then they gave it to Miss Leong and me for our first go-around. And then we taught it for 4, and then Miss Dover came back, Miss Leong went back to English, and then Miss Dover and I taught it for a while, and now it's Leong and me like you had.
Miss Leong.
That's right. So I've been teaching it, I think, for 18 out of my 19 years, maybe 17 out of my 19 years. And I think what's important about the class is that staff nominate who the kids are, and then a committee with as many teachers of different departments as possible, and the 2 deans, they're now called deans now, they're not housemasters.
I heard.
So the 2 deans of the junior and senior class, because you want to have juniors and seniors, our aim is to have a class of about 50 to 55 low double-digit juniors. That's kind of what we want, and then the rest seniors. And these are kids who are leaders of athletic teams, the theater, the newspaper. You want even kids with charisma who are kind of, maybe the leaders of the fuck-ups. I mean, you want everybody in there.
You really do.
And it's usually the most diverse class a kid walks in there has ever had.
In Newton, hands down,
right.
by far.
So we go for racial representation. We go for even geographical, like what parts of Newton are they from?
I never knew that.
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
they got everything. They got everything.
That is tougher to do, but we do that. And then also have a gender balance, and we try to look for representation. So it's supposed to represent a cross section of the school, one-stop shopping. The principal is supposed to have a very close relationship with the class. Depending on who the principal is, that's better some years than others. And it's a place that if you want to get a temperature of the school, you can go there.
Definitely.
About any topic, not just racial or ethnic stuff, but like parking. Stuff about that.
So that class, I truly enjoyed that class. And the reason I say he's one of the most influential teachers I've had is because he taught that class. And it is by far my favorite class I've ever taken.
Don't let